Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another Talks with Sin. I'm your girl Sinquetta as we talk love and marriage, Huntsville, and all that jazz and what's been going on in these Huntsville slash Atlanta streets. Now that Martel has done a whole crossover, and y'all, I actually heard too that Sheree will be on some episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I just see like all this combined in this. I think it's gonna be, I don't know, I think it's gonna be really, really interesting. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about all the trending topics and what's going on. Again, happy Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining me. We're going to get started. I'm just going to run my little intro because you know this thing cost me. I went on fiverr.com, so I'm like, I'm going to use this every chance I get. But I'm going to play that real quick and I will be right back.
Medicine, Quebec, man, the girl was heaven sent. Medicine, Quebec, man, the girl was heaven sent.
Hey guys, again, thanks for joining me on another live talk. I wish I would have just put in the effort and the energy to get on camera today, but it was just one of those days. So I hope you guys don't mind me just talking to you guys and not showing up on live. I felt like it's been a while since we talked and I really wanted to hear what you guys had to say. Now that everything has came out with Kenya and Martell getting into it, and I got some thoughts on that, but yeah, that's one thing, and what you guys voted on for us to talk about. So I just want to read some comments. Hey Linda, good evening. How are you? Thanks for joining me on this Wednesday. You know what, as you guys are coming in, I wanted to know, all right, do you guys like how this season is going? When I was doing research on like this live, I read how a lot of people were ready to like kind of throw in the towel as far as the series goes because they feel as though like the show has took a different turn. It's not the same. Like they say either they start building or they going to be going somewhere else as far as watching the show. And I'm like, dang, I wonder if like, you guys feel that way and if that's kind of the sentiment. Because I remember reading people saying we could watch Love and Hip Hop for the fights and stuff. We want to see them go back to building and all that good stuff. So I feel like this show is fine the way it is because I do feel as though this is like real life. And sometimes even professional people get into arguments and stuff like that. But I don't know. The fighting can be a little bit much. So I do understand. And you know what? A part of me does wish that they went back to the builder's license and all that good stuff that they were talking about and contractors and all that stuff that I really don't know what it is, but it's still very educational. Like on some of my videos, when it comes down to that technical stuff, I would have to Google and actually research, which is good. So it's like I'm learning as I'm watching, but I was still curious to kind of know you guys' feeling so far. So is the show right now, do you guys like it? Because a lot of people also accuse Carlos of being messy. They just feel as though he just does too much. He stirs the pot as far as creating content for the show, but I don't know. A little bit I can see that because I don't know why he hasn't put Miss Wanda in her place by now and make it still be about the original 6. But I digress. I'm not a producer, so maybe I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Oh good. So Linda, you're blessed this Wednesday evening. I'm so glad. I'm glad you were able to join us as we talk about this show. No, I don't like it. Love and Marriage Huntsville has taken a dark turn. Woo. Well, you are not the only one that feels that way. So, let me share my screen really quick because I want to pull up the poll results so we can go ahead and get started on what's going on in the world. What's going on the Love and Marriage Huntsville world. I feel like the show, I don't know. I guess it's just me. I like it. I feel bad though. Cause I started watching the show full time like now, like last season. So I didn't watch it from the very beginning. So this is kind of all I know. I told y'all when it first came out and it was insinuated that Martel, I say it every single time. Y'all probably get tired of hearing me saying it. When it was even insinuated that Martel was messing with somebody on the side, I just was like, all right, dog, I'm out. Because I felt like, oh my gosh, here's a show where it's professional black people, and why does it always have to be something scandalous or salacious? So I had stopped watching the show because of that, but I think I would still watch, Funky Dineva's reviews and things like that. But then once I became a YouTuber, that's when I got back into the show. I started reviewing own shows. If you guys been following me from the beginning, I was reviewing Ready to Love. But then, I don't know, you guys really resonated with my Love and Marriage Huntsville content. So that's what I was just like, okay, I'm going to stick to that. We're going to ride this thing out. But let me share my screen. Present. Share screen. I just feel like I'm a little DJ or something. Let's see. Window. Chrome tab. Maybe it's this one? Yes. Okay. Alright. So, you guys voted on Marcel and Tisha defended Miss Wanda's actions as a thing that you guys want to talk about first. So, we will do that. And the next thing you guys wanted to talk about was Sheree, Martel, and Kenya. And also Sheree comparing Martel to Todd, Candy's husband. So I can roll those two in one. And then we'll talk a little bit about Carlos and Arian and roll that into like one as well. So that is how we are going to get started here. So, let me read what you said, Linda. Carlos King has not handled the situation with the Scotts, Destiny, and Wanda. Martel has not hold anyone accountable for their actions at all. And I feel as though when I was reading online, Carlos did say that's how he wants the show to be. He did say he wants it to be real, authentic. This is how people really are. He wanted to make it as natural and neutral as possible, as real as possible. So I guess I get it without stepping into the show by orchestrating. But I feel as though, okay, if Carlos is going to be the employer and it's a person or a thing or an environment that's like toxic to your employees, I feel as the boss, you should kind of like accommodate or move things around for your employees. So if everyone keeps having the same issues with Miss Wanda, I know you're trying to do good TV, but I feel like take that into consideration a little bit. At least with Martell, he still has people on the show that like him, that rock with him, that still want to film with him. You know what I'm trying to say? Other than his family. So that's what I'm thinking the whole situation boils down to. But let me go back to Marcel and Tisha. You know what? I just wonder why they don't like Melody so much. I think that's the whole thing I'm trying to figure out. I feel like they wouldn't even be going this hard if Melody and Martell were still together. And that makes me sad because it's just like, okay. Alright, because Martell cheated on Melody and Melody decided to leave, now why is she being seen as the bad guy? I felt like I said this in one of my videos. Why is Melody getting all this smoke that Martell didn't receive? For his actual infidelity. I just don't get it. Nobody was sitting up there trying to hold Martell accountable for his actions. I didn't hear Miss Wanda say anything about Martell for what he did. All I remember is Miss Wanda saying to Melody, you love that man. Go back to that man. But never was like upset with Martell. So it's just like, I don't get it. So why do they want to see Melody hurt so bad? First, it was the whole Miss Wanda. First, it was saying that coleslaw was beautiful and pretty, which he's entitled to say that, but I feel as though when Miss Wanda said that, it was like a dig. Like she was throwing shots. She was trying to be shady. I don't care. That's just how I feel. So I don't care what she say or how she act. Or try to like excuse it as. I feel like that's what she was doing. So that was strike one. Strike two was what Martell had brought to the table. How Miss Wanda was on live talking about Melody and Martell's kid's hair texture. That's strike two. And now strike three is this. What do you have against this lady so bad Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Just because she said that Tisha dad be in her DMs, which is a fact, but I feel like everything Miss Wanda is saying is just speculations, and then they're just digs, and I don't like it. So yes, I guess that's what I wanted to say about that situation. Sorry, I went on a little rant, but what do you guys think? Why do you guys feel as though Marcel, Tisha, and Miss Wanda have it out for Melody so bad? It cannot be over her baby dad. Like, I hope that's not the case, Miss Wanda. Would you still love that man? Is that what it is? And that's why you like in your feelings? Because I don't understand. So, y'all know that Letitia also said that Melody's hands isn't clean. She feels though that Melody goes tit for tat with her mom, but I feel as though where did this tit for tat come from? Like, I would ask myself that if I was Tisha. Like, why do you feel as though that all right, who drew blood first? I wonder if Tisha asks herself that. Who drew blood first? And I'm pretty sure it was Miss Wanda. So I feel like you can't really get mad at Melody for reacting or replying, or atting Miss Wanda, for calling her out. And then I guess it went from a back and forth thing. And it's what we see now where they're about to come to blows. Honestly, it really shouldn't get to where they're about to come to blows with each other, because I'm not going to say it's all that deep, but like, I don't know if y'all watched the latest video I just posted. When you want to stop giving life to a situation, you do have to just ignore it. Eventually, Miss Wanda will go in the background. She's only doing what she's doing because we're putting coal on the fire and it's igniting. We're showing her attention. I feel as though the best thing to do at this point is to ignore Miss Wanda, because at the end of the day, we're not worried about what she got to say about Melody or their kids or none. Whatever. Miss Wanda, go ahead and fix your food for the food truck and leave us out of it. We're good off of you at this point. So Anita Howard said they are jealous of Melody's ambition and drive. Melody is everything Tisha and Destiny is not. You know what? I didn't think about that. And Anita, is it me? Oh, Linda said, exactly. Anita, is it me? But don't you feel as though I think that people want to see women in particular, after a breakup or after like the man leaves them or they leave the man, I think they expect women to be in the corner crying. Like the man was their everything and now they can't function without this person. Like, no, Melody is good. And I feel as though a lot of women can relate to Melody. Like, what you think this is? The streets was waiting on me, like, to get back in. Like, I will be okay. Like, I'm pretty sure that Melody will be all right if she chooses to date again. She'll be just fine. And even if she don't, she'll be just fine. So I feel as though that I agree. They probably are jealous. And also, I feel like they thought maybe she would fall off after Martel. You know what? Before, I was against Melody being on the show. I felt like once the divorce happened, I felt like she didn't need to be on the show and interacting with Martell at all. Maybe she needed some time to heal. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm glad she's on the show, because she's showing what it looks like to move in a room full of vultures. Not to be in the corner crying. Like, I'm going to use this show as a platform. Y'all about to hear my music. Y'all about to see my skincare beauty line. Y'all about to see me do my thing and host and be in fashion shows. So I feel like that may be a part of the reason why that they are jealous of Melody as well. So that's just how I'm thinking about it. Oh, let me see what Linda said. Kids are off limits and Wanda needs to be off the show. Yeah, because she's not she's not jealous. Okay, y'all, wouldn't it be cool if we seen Wanda, Miss Van, and what's Martell's mom again? Miss Marlene. How come we ain't never seen them in the scene together or meeting up or talking about things? Like, I feel like that would be interesting. Miss Wanda, just go make friends with women your own age. Like, why are you so involved with your kids' with your daughter's friends. Like even in real life, I feel like that doesn't happen. You don't see that too often. So I feel like she's doing too much, and now she's putting her friends in an awkward situation because her mom crosses boundaries that needs to be addressed, but now it's going to be disrespectful if I like say something to your mom as an elder. So I feel like Tisha do have to stand up in this situation. You should say what you need to say to your mom so other people don't have to. So now you're not in a weird situation where like you feel as though, who do I defend, my mom or my friend, or like how can I make this happen? That whole situation, now that I think about it, with Melody approaching Miss Wanda and stuff, could have all been avoided had Tisha put proper boundaries around her mom. Mom, hey, don't go online talking about my friends. But like someone said, Tisha does use her mom to do her dirty work. That's everything that Miss Wanda probably says is how Tisha feels. And I feel like at a certain point in time in your life, especially after you done had a husband and kids, you should be able to stand on what you got to say. Don't use your mom as a backup. Melody, I don't like you because X, Y, and Z, and that's why I did it. Say what you need to say, but don't use your mom as a mouthpiece, especially with all those degrees she got and everything. Like, what I'm saying is, like, I feel as though she can present herself in public and she can open up black and she knows what she's doing in real estate and building license and construction. Why can't you say what you need to say to Melody? You know what? That may be another video for me to do. Why Tisha won't confront Melody, and why she using her mom, and how to be better at confrontation amongst people, amongst women, or something like that, because I feel like we can learn from this situation. That's what I say trying to do, y'all. Trying to help us learn from situations. So G simply is laughing. Oh, so y'all, I learned that when I do this live stream stuff, it's a 10-second lag. So sometimes I'll be like kind of late to know what y'all be talking about. Until they all do right by Melody, everything will fail with the whole cast. Now, Linda, I'm glad you said that. I was reading online too and comments and things like that. A lot of people feel like if Melody was to leave, the show kind of would crumble. Because who would they talk about? Who would they throw shots at? Like what would they do? A lot of things do revolve around Melody. And not to try to make her out to be as a queen bee or whatever, but I feel as though like in a weird way they made her to be that person. You know? And it's just sad. That's how you know that like Melody lives probably rent free in their mind. Because see, that's another thing. I wouldn't want my mom to be doing my dirty work and confronting my friends because it makes it seem like I care. Like we sit up there and talk about this girl. And I wouldn't let Melody have the satisfaction, or no other woman for that matter. Call me petty, but that's just how it's gonna go down. So if I couldn't even confront my mom and tell her like don't talk about Melody, I would at least say that. Like, I can't have this girl thinking we talk about her and watching her ex-husband's old live streams. It be that girl. I feel like, Tisha, act like you got more things going on for yourself. Maybe show us how your mom wanted to start cooking, and that stuff could be interesting. We're not one trick ponies as an audience watcher. We like to see other things. What they say, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. I think sometimes these producers do think we are stupid. I mean, yes, we probably do like their drama, but we also can watch regular things as well. I mean, rude. Oh, hey, ADR. We were looking for you last time we went live. Checked in and clicked like. Oh, thank you, ADR. And yes, guys, if you guys are joining, and if you are enjoying, oh, bars. If you're joining in and you're enjoying, please like the video. I try not to be like extra because I know sometimes y'all probably watch people's live streams or videos and they be begging for like likes and subscribe. It's just like, okay. Are y'all like me when y'all watch YouTube channels and things like that? Like, nobody has to tell me to subscribe. I'm going to do it if I like their content or if I vibe with them as a person. So that's how I kind of like try to make my content in a way that I like to watch things, if that makes sense, or like what's interesting to me. Yeah. So I thank you guys that already come in, like ADR said, and like the video without me even asking. I mean, I really appreciate it. And if you so choose to subscribe and like my video, I might have to do another like giveaway for 2,000 subscribers because I do appreciate you guys. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. So yes. Okay, let me see. But yeah, Linda, I feel like they gotta don't bite the hands that feed you. Linda, didn't you tell me? I feel like it was you or someone else that said, Melody had the idea for the show to begin with, but everybody was kind of like blowing her off, and nobody took her serious until Carlos kind of came through. That is a good story. That is the power of persistence. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, don't give up on your dreams or your ideas. So Hershey85, ooh, I like your icon picture. It's really pretty. Said Melody didn't fold. Ooh, yeah, exactly. Melody didn't fold. She stayed 10 toes down. Tisha wanted to stay in ignorant bliss. Yes, she's mad because Mel didn't let her stay in ignorant bliss. So Tisha is mad and is letting her mom do what she's not bold enough to do. Ooh, Hershey85. You said it. That just basically definitely compilates. Is that what the word I'm trying to say? Capsulates? I don't know if that's a word. But that definitely, I don't know, in a roundabout way, touches on everything. In a way, I feel like maybe Melody was wrong for that. I mean, I guess I can see both ways. Because I feel like I asked a poll question like that before. Like, do you tell your friend if you find out that her husband is cheating? Or do you let her find out on her own? And, like, I kind of see both sides. Because don't you not like it when, like, you tell your friend something and about, like, somebody they're dating or whatever, and then they wind up being with the person anyway? Now it seems like they know that you are a hater, or they may feel as though that you're a hater or whatever because what you like said. But so that's how come I feel that way. Like, dang, I hope she find out her own. Maybe I'll drop like Scooby snack clues along the way so she can find out and it can't be traced to me as the person that was exposing it. But I don't know, it's very tricky with that kind of stuff. Yeah, maybe that's how I would do it. Because I feel like every woman says, I would want to know, I would want to know. But do you really want to know? I don't know. But that is very true. I feel like Melody maybe didn't need to say anything and let the public maybe expose Marcel or whatever. But one thing I feel like is true is that cheaters hang out with each other. So if Martell was cheating, I would just deduce that the other friends was cheating as well. I may not have no proof, but I would definitely keep my eye on Marcel without Melody even having to say anything, because Martell probably wasn't cheating on his own. He probably was cheating with his homies. What, not with them, but his homies probably had little side pieces too. So, but excellent, excellent, excellent comment. I definitely agree with your sentiments here, Hershey85. Boundaries have been crossed and unacceptable. So, Linda, do you feel as though that the cast is basically at a point of no return? Do you feel as though, how do y'all feel about this upcoming dinner? Do you feel that things will be able to be rectified with this whole sit down? I actually kind of feel like not, because like you said, I feel like boundaries have been crossed and feelings and emotions are high. Families are at stake. Like, it's a lot. So I think whatever comeback group they wanted to have is no longer going to happen. Also feel Martell needs to stop trying to walk on eggshells and be Marcel and Tisha's friend to get included again. Look, find your own thing. Pass your builder's license test and do your own thing and start something new, because that ship has sailed. He also needs to realize, like, they all came together as married people. So now that he's not with Melody, that may just be a casualty of war as well. That one relationship that you have with them is, as far as business goes, forget all that. Forget the sculpts or whatever. Just It's done. It was alive and thriving when you were married to Melody, but now no more. So just let it go. Like I be getting tired of hearing him say that a lot. Like, how's this gonna affect Marcel, my relationship with Marcel? Who cares at this point? Just do your own thing. Cause I'm not about to try to be walking on eggshells just to please them all the time. Like they're the only business people that they can work with. Sure, it may be the easiest because you done already built the relationship, but like I don't know, seasons change, so you gotta move on eventually. So Victoria S said Carlos gets a thrill off Wanda's bad behavior. You know what? I agree with you. You know, people were saying that they feel like Carlos is a stirrer, you know? And obviously the public outcry wasn't enough. So I feel as though because Carlos is the big man in charge, what he says goes, and that's probably why we do still see Wanda on the show. And remember, like back in the summer, Marcel would say things like, "Yeah, she's still gonna be filming with us," and da 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 da, things like that. Carlos also did say that even though with some crossover stuff going on with Sheree and Martell, like how they'll both be on like each other's shows for now, Martel is not going anywhere. He's still very much involved with Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know, that's a long commute, ain't it? You know what? This is giving me more and more vibes that this is probably for publicity. Because one thing about it, well, we'll see, it's still new. Their relationship is still new, but I heard with long distance relationships, after like a certain point, y'all need to be closing that gap. You know, either that person moves to you or you move to that person, but y'all need to be in the same city, you know, for it to really work. But then again, never mind. Sheree did say that she's just having fun. So maybe when she want to have fun and go out on dates and stuff, she either flies to Huntsville or Martell flies to her in Atlanta. So let me just fall back a little bit. But we'll talk about that next. Tongue-tied two-faced Tisha has turned into an educated fool, a degree collector. JMO. What is JMO? Just my opinion. Okay, I had to figure that out. I know you didn't just do. What is those words? What is that? What's the onomatopoeia? Where everything is the same letter, like so tongue-tied two-faced Tisha. ADR, you know how to read, right? You stay be dragging the cast with your comments. That's what I don't know why she is afraid. Oh, let me not say afraid. It's almost giving me a little Candy Mama Joyce vibes, because it's just like sometimes Mama Joyce, but at least Mama Joyce only talks about, Candy and her, I feel like Mama Juice was most vocal with Candy and Todd. She threw Phaedra in there a little bit later once, everything happened with the whole, what was it? You said that? The lies that season. So, yeah, so I'm thinking like maybe, like I said in the video I just posted, Tisha just feels as though she can't talk to her mom. No, she's afraid of how her mom's going to react. And she put a boundary on her mom. But now that we are talking more, it's probably because she just wants to use her mom as her own mouthpiece. Which is whack. Like, I feel like if you can't say it for yourself, then don't even say it then. If you got to use your mom to say what you feel, then it's don't even say it. It's no need. It's no need. So Linda said, my own mom doesn't get involved with my marriage. She gives me advice. Right. At a certain point in time, they say like parents guide you. You know what I mean? They can no longer tell you what to do, but they can guide you. They can provide guidance or, like you said, advice. But ultimately, the decision is yours. We have to live our own life. But like you said, they don't get involved. My mom will be like, what? Sync what up? Get out of here. I just feel like I already know. So Hershey85 said the Scotts always been jealous of the Holts, and they thought they found an opening when they got divorced. But Mel doing her thing. Even Martel found his way to RHOA. The Scotts family feud Ooh, now that is good. I guess it's very hard sometimes. I don't want to say to be happy for people, but sometimes maybe you feel like, maybe they're having what I wish I had, because I feel as though they are all successful in their own right. It's just so happened that Martell and Melody are like the breakout stars of the franchise, I guess. But they all have it going on. I like how Maurice and Kimmy just be in the cut. I mean, everybody does what they're supposed to do. But I definitely feel like it could be some jealousy, but it needs not to be. You know, I know it's easier said than done. Because the way I'm thinking about it logically, because I'm not in it, is when one win, we all win. And I feel like, sorry to segue, but that's how come I was like very upset about that whole PNB Rock situation, because I feel as though I understand what people were saying, like, when you get famous, you can't like go everywhere, you can't wear certain things, but I feel like that's not fair. How come we can't see other people shine and show off their success? You know, or am I being like naive in a fairy tale world? I mean, I have been called a hopeless romantic, so maybe I'm a hopeless romantic when it comes to society. I just be thinking like, why can't things be like all beautiful and nice and stuff? But okay, y'all. But that was just what I wanted to say. So it makes me sad that it makes me sad that the Scots could possibly be jealous of the Holts, because I feel like they all should be happy for each other. No matter who's in the spotlight. Seasons always change. You know, uh, this lady I listened to on YouTube, she broke it down so good. Y'all know that scripture, like the last shall be first and the first shall be last. That, I mean, life is always cycling in and out. So who's up today? I don't want to say maybe down tomorrow, but you know what I mean? Like, positions always change. Like, things are always happening. Nothing's never permanent. As my pastor said last week, it won't always be this way. I be telling myself that, like, I won't always be on this job. No, I'm kidding. One day I'm gonna be talking to y'all on the beach in Miami. Like, I won't always have to wake up and go to work. So yeah. So Anita said, exactly. Wanda is Tisha's lapdog. I'm sick of. Tisha's trying to portray that she is a boss, but I think she is perpetuating a fraud. That rhymed, and I like that. I know many folks with degrees and no common sense. Yeah, isn't it funny how life could be that way? Like, the one thing she hasn't mastered, because I feel like she got a master's degree. One thing she hasn't mastered. So is this a pun? One thing she hasn't mastered was getting her mom, like, putting boundaries on her mom. The hardest test yet. When everything else probably was a little harder, but yeah. So ADR said, TV show truly insults the audience. Don't it? Like, we can't see this is the same storyline. Cheating hubby, whole town on fire with real stuff, and we're in the rabbit hole with Big Back and his peenie. Big Back, yes. I wonder, how come they don't ever talk about that on the show? Maybe Marceau said they can't, but we never got no clarification on. Oh, Miss Wanda did bring that up. It looked like his back. Man. Linda said all the cast, including Carlos King, knew about Martell cheating. Yeah, I mean, to Carlos's I don't want to say credit, but I felt like Carlos probably didn't want to speak up because he wanted to wanted maybe the infidelity to come out naturally without any outside probing from him and the other producers, so it can stay reality. But even still, this was making me think. You know how this whole situation with Nicki Minaj and Lotto is going on? How Lotto had recorded Nicki, and they said once a person records somebody, then the person that's doing the recording isn't being like all the way authentic because they know they're being recorded, but the other person doesn't. What do you guys feel about that as far as reality TV goes? Like, is it ever really reality because people know they're being recorded, so they're going to act a certain way in front of the cameras? Or, because I also did hear how eventually, even when you're on TV, you forget the cameras is there. But I still feel as though you know the cameras are there. So I don't know. Or maybe I just wouldn't be a good candidate for reality TV because I feel like I would know the cameras are there. So are you really getting the real me? I don't know. So Linda said Melody hired a private investigator, and whatever the evidence is, Marcel, and Maurice were involved with cheating on their spouses. See, and I understand that. I feel like Melody just need to use the advice for her own self. She can't. Some people aren't ready, and again, I'm gonna segue. It's just like the whole thing with trying to expose people that are like, hopefully I don't get demonetized, that are like on the DL and things like that. I really heard that you shouldn't expose people because they don't want to be exposed, you know? So I feel like it's the same thing. Like, you may know something, but I don't know. Keep it to yourself. I don't, it's weird. Like, hope that makes sense. Maybe it got to be a case by case, but I feel as though that I would not tell Tisha unless Tisha asked me. If I knew something about, if let's say Tisha knew that Melody was getting, well, no, if it's a private investigator, she didn't know, but I don't know. Um, yeah, that's the only way I would tell it. I just feel like it's not right to, I don't expose somebody and expect them to react like how you react. Maybe, like one of y'all said earlier, Tisha want to be in ignorant bliss, and by golly, well, I would let her do that. You know what I mean? You want to say what you mean, that's fine, but I'm leaving mine. So, yeah. And that's the thing, too. Melody could even give her the evidence, but that don't mean Tisha gonna leave. But I guess it's the fact that Melody knows that irks Tisha. So all 1976 said he is a Esther. You must be talking about what we were talking about with Carlos. People really do feel that way. He's definitely stirring the pot. So I'll segue into this now. People were saying they felt like he was stirring the pot when it came to that whole Kenya Moore situation. Kenya Moore and Martell, because he was very happy. Well, I'm not gonna say happy, but he was excited. It did seem like he was a little excited to hear how Martell and Kenya got into it. And then he was saying how like Martell didn't back down. He's, gonna speak his mind, which is all fine and dandy, but I don't like how this story is even coming out. I can understand Martell is speaking his mind, but if it's getting all heated like that, I feel as though I'm not liking Martell in this situation. And don't y'all feel like if Melody was watching, I know she probably don't really care, but if Melody is hearing all that stuff, she probably like, whew, I'm glad that ain't my headache no more with Martell. See, Melody is actually coming out like clean in this situation. Cause now she is able to just sit back and watch the circus, the fireworks go off. Because now we can see she wasn't the problem. Because how is drama following him wherever he goes? Just because it ain't just because nothing popped off with Sheree in their relationship, it's also very telling that things are popping off with Sheree's friend in Martell in the relationship. So, I say all that to say, Carlos was like very excited about how this was going down, and then people were like, he is a pot stir. I was like, oh yeah, we got to talk about this. And also came across an article that just came out recently about how Carlos was addressing the show getting ratchet. So I was like, ooh, I gotta tell the people about this. I gotta talk to y'all about this. All right, hold on. Let me share my screen. Share. Continue. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. This. Okay. So, let me scroll down. So, these were the comments. Someone said Carlos is so messy and he makes it look like all of us, men look bad. Not all of us are messy like him and Andy. That also made me think, why is it men, I don't know, like narrating our stories? Um Love and Marriage Huntsville is different because it's an ensemble cast of women and men, but it made me think about Andy being like the head over housewives. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to have like a female kind of narrated producer or something to tell stories just from a woman's perspective? I feel like that'll be interesting to see. I don't know, maybe we'll come together. That's the thing. I'm like, okay, let me not talk about it. Let me maybe be the change that I want to see. So maybe we'll come together and brainstorm our own reality TV idea as women and pitch it to own. Look, now, anything can happen. I actually really believe this thing. So we can be on our Issa Rae type time. Like, yes. So yeah, so I'm just thinking about that. Like, I feel like women should start narrating our stories when it comes to like our image being portrayed in the media more. And then someone else said, I thought it was just me. He's a real pot stir, talking about Carlos. Don't you compare any men to him. And then someone else said, I can only speak for self. Don't you think 1 second that I think guys are messy. That's an individual trait. Carlos is a pot stirrer. The cast can't see that. So, yeah. Let me read a little bit of this. So, Carlos said on his podcast show, Reality with the King, there's a video that has leaked online that appears to show Martell filming with Sheree by his side with Kenya, the legend Moore, standing across from him, and a lot of people are speculating whether or not Kenya and Martell were having a heated discussion. Like, what's going on? The only thing I'll say is I heard it went down. Basement. And that, yep, Martell versus Kenya. To know that something may have gone down with Martell and Kenya. And one thing we know about Martell will speak his mind. That he will, and that's a problem. I feel as though if I was Sheree, I'm not gonna let my man and my friend go back and forth. Like, I'm gonna diminish it. It shouldn't even get to no heated discussion between my man and my friend. I feel as though as a woman, I need to be talking to my friend. I don't like it for men to confront women or for it to get kind of heated discussion. Even though Kenya can handle her own, and most women can. But I just don't like the optics. So if y'all just joining in, we talking about Carlos King addresses Kenya Moore and Martel Holt clashing while filming Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this is from urbanbellmag.com. Another thing, people are saying how they feel as though Real Housewives of Atlanta is going down as well. They feel as though it's boring. Last season was boring. It fell off. I agree. It hasn't been good since that last season with Phaedra, where everything had went down in that scandal. It had got weird with Bolo. I didn't like that season. That was a weird season where Kenya was accusing Portia. That season rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know what it was about. What about that season irked me? I felt like it wouldn't have got all freaky deaky like that if Nene was there to balance things out. And not to say anything's wrong with freaky deaky, but I don't know, sometimes things be a bit much. Just like I couldn't finish watching Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix. Some things are just a bit much for Cinquetta. Just a tad. I like to get down with my bad self like the rest of them, but some things be having me clutch my pearls. And I feel like that season of Real Housewives of Atlanta did it for me. But let me read some more of your comments. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So Linda said, yeah, all right, you wrote this 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna try like keep up with the comments. Linda said Martell had got into it with Kenya and Candy. Oh, you know what? And it's okay. Let me see if this got okay, I know what to do. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. I want y'all to. Okay, this. I want to show y'all something real quick. Because I was feeling the vibe. I was feeling the vibe. And Sheree gonna say how although her friends don't like Martell, nobody liked Todd when he first got on the show. Todd ain't even in this. You know how Nene said about to Sheree, my son ain't even in this. Sheree know how to put people in stuff. That's her specialty. Like Todd wasn't even in this. But let me play this for y'all so y'all can see what I mean.
When these bitches don't give you a break. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the first week. This is the first time we're getting together, and this is what I come into.
What do you think about Sheree's new boyfriend?
I you know what? That's the first time I've been asked that question.
Yeah, see, even it's no words. It's no words when it comes down to Martell. Like, and this is how, like, this is interesting to me how he can go from one show, from one area, location, Huntsville, to Housewives of Atlanta, and still be kicking up dust, causing a fuss in these streets. See, that's how you know it was a Melody. He tried to make Melody seem like the bad guy, but all I see is Melody cashing checks and going on shows, singing her songs, me, 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 you know, doing her little skincare line and all these other things. I haven't heard people talk about Melody being problematic after the interview. I mean, after the divorce. But we can't say the same thing for Martell, so. ADR said Marty is like the Charlie Brown's pigpen of Huntsville. Ooh. Dirt and mess follows him like a whirlwind of poop he gets from Sloppy's behind. Oops, just my opinion. ADR, you be going hard. Linda said Real Housewives of Atlanta has been the same, has been, I feel like, I think maybe hasn't been the same without the OGs. I'm trying to tell you, even though I'm not like a fan of Phaedra like that, why don't I like Phaedra? It's not that I don't like her, but I guess I wasn't through with her dating choices, but I had to realize like they're not mine. But I felt like I didn't like Phaedra with Apollo. I always seen her with like, you know, Carrie Huger's husband off of Potomac. I just see Phaedra with like an older man, an older gentleman kind of man. Not nobody hunky and hot like Apollo. You know, so I just never liked them their that pairing. But I think other than that, she's okay. But it hasn't been the same without her. We do kind of need her and Nene. And I'm sorry, boring Cynthia. I'd rather take Cynthia than Sonya. You know, that's just my opinion. So Lakeisha said, I'm glad Mel has moved on since her divorce from Martell. Me too. She has moved on and looking good. You know, she hasn't missed the beat. And I heard somebody say that. You can always tell, like, if you're, who is the problem in a situation when, like, if y'all break up and you start doing better without that person. You know, I thought love was supposed to lift you up, not bring you down. You know. ADR said Carlos King promotes more for Housewives, Bravo, and Andy than Andy does for Bravo. You got that right. I know Andy is reveling on CK promoting for free on Carlos King's live IG podcast so often about Andy shows. Weird. Exactly. He should be talking more about Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know, if he need topic ideas, he can ask me. Because, you know, I be like squeezing the juice out of this thing. Like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. You know, I can like we can help him get fresh, relevant ideas. But let me play a little bit more of this. I want y'all to see Candy's expression. Oh, And it made me, I can't remember which one of y'all said he got into it with Candy, because I felt like maybe he did, because the way Candy was looking.
She's a good pick, but I don't think she's a good picker.
And you're filming now. I mean, what's filming been like so far?
Started off with a bang. Yeah.
What wasn't expecting
Look at Candy's face, y'all.
No, I wasn't.
How's Sheree's new man?
Honey. Didn't I tell you that the first week started off with a bang? Okay. They told me I couldn't give you any secrets, but I'll say that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So that Candy's face is just telling me a lot. Like, just Candy's facial expressions was like, oh, maybe she did get into some things. I'm going back up to read y'all comments. Oh, Journey to Jasmine. Hey, girl. Huntsville's only 3 hours away from Atlanta. Is it really? I am bad with geography. I thought it was, but that's still definitely a long distance relationship. That is a good question. Let me ask that. Let me ask that. Let me ask that. I'm about to ask it in the chat, but I also want to like type it out so I can remember to ask it in the poll. How long of a distance is too? Oh, what I'm trying to basically say, how far do you have to be from somebody for it to be considered long distance? Is it an hour or more, 2 hours or more, 3 hours or more? I'm gonna say, how many hours drive apart is considered long distance? Oh, long distance is considered a long distance relationship. I feel like 3 hours will be considered a long distance relationship. Let's say anything more than an hour and a half. You know, because I feel like you could drive an hour and a half in a day kind of thing. Anything more than an hour and a half, I think is considered long distance. But what do y'all think? I am actually curious. It may be less time. So, Linda earlier said secrets will be revealed at the reunion. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm not ready. My heart's not ready. Martell and Sheree is doing this for a PR stunt. Right. I do feel as though that's what's going on. Oh, it's called an alliteration. What did I call it? An onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is where it's the word like pop and boom, like, right, where it looks like it sounds like it. The word is that what an onomatopoeia? But yes, an alliteration is where it's like Tom talked to Tammy, like all T's and things. Thank you all, 1976. I don't know if you're still in here. I know you said this a few minutes ago. So ADR said Marty's twos is the investigator and agent of chaos. The common denominator are messy boots and mildew shoes, hot mess, and grudges mediocre. Marty Marr is the king of the Mitches. Ooh, no, you didn't call him a Mitch. Someone earlier was like, Coleslaw should have put too tight suit. How'd she put it? Tight suit. She was talking about Martell on child support. She called him tight suit. Y'all always got names for Martell. It's either that or like his bald head egg kid. Like, oh my gosh, when everything was coming out about Martell, y'all used to go in on him. But one thing I love too, y'all rode for Melanie. Like, I just was like, dang, I hope she's able to see the support. Like, people really, really loved her. And I feel like, I don't know, I was very honored to, have a platform to facilitate this, because I feel as though when one of us hurt, especially as women, we all hurt. And it was just amazing seeing you guys as like support, and y'all had the way y'all had Melanie's back with this whole divorce situation. Like, it just restored my faith in humanity. as a hopeless romantic as I am. I'm about to stop saying that. Um, I'm gonna think of another better word to say that. I'm a hopeful romantic. Ooh, go some quieter, hopeful romantic. I don't want to say hopeless. I'm a hopeful romantic. Mm-hmm. So Tress83 said they be in the cut because they have secrets too. And Kimmy would never want to tarnish this fake image people have of her. Oh, I feel like Kimmy is authentic. I don't know. But how much is too much? How much? I feel like when does it become a fake image, and when does it become like I just don't want y'all to know everything about me? You know? Because I feel like even if I was on a reality TV show, maybe some stuff I would want to keep back as well. Like, just because you're on reality TV doesn't mean that you have to bear every single thing about yourself. I don't know. Y'all let me know. But it just made me think a little bit. Oh, hey, Patricia Thompson. So Patricia said they're saying that Wanda did not raise Tisha. So maybe that's why it's hard for Tisha to put Wanda in her place. They are more like sisters than parent and grown daughter relationship. Well, I feel like if she didn't raise her, that is more of an easier way to put her in her place if they have like more of a sister relationship. But that makes a lot of sense, or why Miss Wanda is involved more, because maybe she feel like she needs to make up for lost time. And like, I wasn't there for her in the past, but I'm definitely trying to be there for her now. So I think that's very interesting if that's true, Patricia. But very good perspective, very, very good insight. So Journey to Jasmine, I like that name, and I like your profile picture. Says the fact is Mel and Martell were multi-millionaires before the show and helped the Scots. That's why they do the most to try and ish on them. It's pure jealousy, and the Holts were their come up. You know what? All of us have been seeing the same thing. Jealousy, that word jealousy has come up a lot in this discussion. And all of us cannot be tripping. You know what I mean? Like, all of us can't be wrong. So, what's going on here? Let me finish playing this little part about Sheree and her defending her relationship with Martell, y'all.
How are things with the new relationship?
I am having a good time. I'm just, we enjoy each other. I'm, dating, and I don't take anything too, right now. I just got out of a relationship, so I'm just kind of taking things one day at a time.
Spoke to Candy and Kenya. I hate to cause some drama, but it doesn't seem like they're big fans of the new man.
Which is so funny because they don't know him. But, but no one was a big fan of Todd either when he first came on, was he?
But you're happy. You're in a good place.
I am. I'm in a good place. And it's so funny that you say Kenya, because every time she would text me or I would talk to her, she's asking about him.
See, y'all see why you can't tell your friends anything? You see, Sheree is a prime example of that. Just listen to what she has to say. Like, instead of taking accountability, let me not say accountability, but instead of saying something like, oh, yeah, you know how your friends do, but like, Martell treats me really nice. I enjoy kicking it with him. She had to throw a dig. This is why you can't tell your friends nothing sometimes. Like, they want to be ignorant is bliss for them. And bet you by golly, well, I'll go here with you. Like, Sheree would be that kind of person. You wouldn't be able to tell stuff that you found out about her man. Even if you wasn't looking for her. You may have seen him at the Home Depot or somebody. You're like, dang, I should tell her. No, you can't tell nobody like Sheree, because then she gonna think you hating. But y'all see, I'm glad I was able to say it. But yes, Journey to Jasmine. I love that you said the fact Mel and Martell were multi-millionaires. Yes, they were. They were doing their thing in Huntsville. The Scots 1.0 and 2.0, Wanda, Martell, and Destiny is jealous. Jealous, envy, and greed are among the 7 deadly sins. And we need to talk about how Destiny really flip-flopped. Why is Destiny so angry? Like, everybody else is moving on. Why don't she do it? Like, I understand. Okay, You know what? These shows are. I'm not gonna say perfect, but they are actually fine. Because although we may not get a lot of information about building and construction like we thought we would based off of the show, we still learn a lot. And watching Destiny helps me to realize why it's better to forgive. And although you don't have to smile in the person's face that you don't like, you don't have to hold that angry energy either. Like, sis, you are standing in a beauty supply store that you created. Ain't nobody gonna rain on my parade after I done sat up there, researched, and did everything that I need to do to have a successful launch in business. So what? Melody and Stormy is there. As long as they spend the money, where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? Spend that money in my store and make it better. You know, all is well, kind of thing. But you know, I was listening to somebody else talk about the show, and she was saying how they felt as though Melody came up and she was just trying to show off in her G-Wagon. I didn't get that vibe. I felt like her car was her car. I didn't feel like she was trying to show off, but you know, we all could be watching the same thing and get a different interpretation. But what do you guys think? But I feel like Destiny, like, I don't know, you're successful. Well, you started a business that's very unique, a beauty supply store, African American. Yes, we are for it. I feel like the beauty industry, the hair industry is something that I wish we see more African American women in. So I don't know, sis, be happy. Oh, I love it when you guys talk to each other in the chat. Y'all do realize Mel and Martell are producers too, right? So I feel like they're on the show. What probably is best for their narrative, right? Is that what you were getting at, Journey to Jasmine? Yeah, we know. This is Mel's brainchild. Yes. I couldn't remember if it was Linda or someone else that mentioned in the last live, and Linda, please forgive me if this wasn't you, but someone did mention how the idea was Melody's, and Ben was trying to get everybody on board, but nobody took her serious until finally Martel, finally Carlos King, you know, kind of took her up on the show concept idea. So yeah, we knew about that. But I couldn't remember who in my chat told us the background story. So yeah. Linda said Marcel had put a clause in his contract they could not talk about his infidelity. No wonder. That's okay. He don't gotta talk about it. He put it in the contract for them not to talk about it, but because it's on TV, that don't stop YouTubers and other people, and you know, to not talk about it. Now I'm not in Huntsville, so I ain't gonna be able to say anything. But again, y'all know how I don't want to, unless it's like publicly out there already. I ain't gonna talk about it. You know, like, y'all ain't about to Tasha K me. That's another thing too. Like, I don't know why. Sometimes I be thinking about that. Like, what was Tasha K's beef with Cardi B? Like, I don't know why she was going so hard. Like, why she wanted to expose her so bad about something like that. Like, what was that about? It's not that serious, you know. But that's how come you gotta know what you're doing in this space. I may not be that perfect in what I'm doing, but I do have a degree in journalism. So like, that's how come I'm not gonna go hard and like just start putting out stuff and speculation. It gotta be on a verifiable site and then I'll speak on it. Other than that, or I'll make sure I put my opinion on it. Like, I try to make sure I don't report it as news and facts. Like, this is my opinion, and this is what we're going to take from it, X, Y, and Z. That's kind of how I try to do my content. I don't know if y'all know this, but that's how I try to do my content. So, that makes a lot of sense. They probably can't talk about his infidelity, but that's not going to stop somebody else, like I said, a YouTuber or something like that, from talking about his infidelity. So Lakeisha said, you may know someone, but not as well as you think you do. Isn't that funny? You made me think about like how people can be married to somebody for years, and like they say, you really don't even know them. That's scary. Let me not say that's scary, but yeah. So Lakeisha also said, as well as you think you do. Once you expose, ain't nothing you can do about it. That's why you shouldn't go on these shows if you don't want to be exposed or put out there. Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't really think I'm built for reality TV. Because first you gotta dress all cute every single time. And sometimes I think my life is pretty boring. So I'm pretty sure like nobody would want to watch it. I would want to be like a Marlowe character. I would want to come in every once in a while and talk and give advice. They'll be like, Cinquetta, friend of Candy Burns. Ooh, you see how I spread that to existence? But yeah, I want my role to be like a B character, and that is fine. You know, I like to be able to do my thing and then go back to my regular life. Y'all know I'm an introvert. Don't let this YouTube fool you. I'm an introvert. I took the Myers-Briggs personality test, okay? And it always comes back as INFJ. So I don't like to be in the spotlight like that, but if I do gotta go in the spotlight, then so be it. But I done did the mental work to gas myself up to, put myself out there. But it don't come naturally, you know? I'm the person that's like at the party, in the cut, talking to a few people. I'm probably talking to like the homeowner or the mom or something like that, like, or the grandma. Let's say it was like a teen party or something. That would be me. Oh, weird. No, I'm kidding. So Linda said Kenya said Martell was in her DM first. Why does that sound familiar to me? Man, Martell was really trying to get on the show, wasn't he? He really was trying to do it. I'm not surprised. As long as Sheree got someone else, not Martell. Lakeisha, exactly. That's how I felt. You heard how in the clip she was saying, I'm just having fun. Why have fun with him though? Somebody with sketchy character that not only cheated on his wife, but had an outside baby on his wife. You couldn't find nobody else to have fun with? Stop trying to play with us. Stop trying to make it seem like dating is that just so that bad for women. Like, you know what? She making us look bad out here. Like, ain't nobody to choose from but him. Stop playing with me, Sheree. You know, you could have picked somebody else to have a storyline with. I don't appreciate that. Anybody other than Martell. So Linda said Melody did say the cast is using fake storyline on the show. Yeah, and we need more of Destiny's storyline. Speaking of which, I don't want to see her all mad at Stormy. And no, I want to see some other stuff from her storyline. She didn't even take us on the journey of her beauty supply store. Unlike Kenya, more hair care. You know what I mean? She kept that in our faces. She had a launch too. But I don't know. I just wish I would have heard more about Destiny's story and how she came up with the idea and things like that. So Linda said Martel had gotten into it with Kenya. Oh, okay. I remember these comments now. So Lakeisha said love is supposed to lift you up, not bring you down. That's why I like that song. Love should have brought you home last night. Ooh, you better say it. You better say it. Remember how Halle Berry was in Boomerang? She was like, love. And what do you know about love? And I'm so sick of tired brothers like you. Like love is some disease. If you love would have brought you home last night. Ooh. I feel like I can't really tell if I liked Halle Berry's character in that movie or not, but I like that she has some attitude saying that line. Oh y'all, did y'all catch the clip that I put in my other video with Shelby from Best Man? She was the first Best Man. I don't know why I didn't really like the second Best Man too much. Maybe I need to go back and watch it, but it didn't really tickle my fancy. But the first one, Shelby, and the first one, oh, she was hilarious. She gonna call Harper Langston Snooze. Like, I go and like say parts to my mom all the time. She be like, well, the gang's all here. Like, oh, I mean, she was just such a good villain. I don't know, she played that part. But Yes. Sorry, one of my black movie tangent. Hey, April. Everything is going. We in here talking about Sheree and Martell's relationship and how he got into it with Kenya and how Kenya half liked the man. And I think Linda had told us how he was actually in Kenya's DMs first. So it's seeming even more ish storyline ish. You know what I mean? For Martell's part. Instead of us maybe seeing him do some therapy, learn how to co-parent with Melody. That is actually very much interesting. Not to see him clap back with King, you know what I mean? And if Sheree let this go down, well, I'm just going to sit up there and watch it like the rest of us. But if Sheree let this go down, I feel like that's whack. Like, Sheree, why is you getting in arguments with why is your man getting in arguments with your friend? I don't like that. What y'all think? Like, that's about to be a question. Let me ask that. If you and your friend get into an argument, if you and your if you if your new if your partner and friend get in an argument, how would you react? Yeah, I'm about to ask that, cause tell me what's really going on. Not cool, Sheree. Not cool. I don't look for Martell to return to Real Housewives after this season. So, are you saying that you think he's going to do one season of RHOA and then be done with the show? Okay. April said, from where I live in Alabama to get to Huntsville takes 2 hours. Okay, and that's what Journey to Jasmine mentioned too. She said 3 hours, probably from where maybe she's familiar with. So 2 to 3 hours. Don't y'all consider that like long distance? For some reason in my mind I thought it was like 6 hours or 7 hours away. Like you had to get on a plane. But I'm really bad with geography. Oh, 1976 said, I'm a former English teacher. Well, thank you for your services, because I feel as though being a teacher is not easy. I could only imagine. But never, you could have had like an easy, cool, like, 10 years as a teacher. So, but thank you for your services. I really liked English class too. English and social studies. How long is Alabama from Maryland? Let's do a calculation. You know what I'm gonna say? Potomac. Potomac, Maryland to Huntsville. Hours. Oh yeah. Huntsville, Alabama. Dang, I didn't know it had to be that expensive. I mean, expensive. I didn't know I had to be that specific. Look, they literally didn't even tell me. Oh, okay. It says Bethesda, Maryland, driving time to Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, will be 11 hours. So, like a half a day. But once I put it in, actually, it just like, it gave me flights. So, it's a 2-hour flight from up here in the north, Maryland, to Huntsville. 2-hour flight. Oh, wait, let me get, is it 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours, 16-minute flight, but 11 hours drive. Linda said, I hope Martell knows he is not getting paid for being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what? I think I read that. That he isn't going to get paid for that. And look at him causing a muck. Maybe he'll at least, you know what? Maybe that's the angle they're going for. Because remember them pictures? Was them all, like, she was in her sheep by Sheree and he was working out. So he probably going to use Housewives to maybe talk about his fitness stuff. That's probably how Sheree going to talk. Maybe that's how Sheree going to bring him in. I wanted to get back together in my fitness after breaking up with Tyrone. And this guy, Martel, followed me on social media. And he was really into fitness. But he's also on Huntsville. Like, he's from Huntsville, but he's fine. So I decided to reach out to him. And we started dating ever since. You know what? If that's how I play out, y'all, we just need to go ahead and make our show. And we could create something more interesting. April said, I can really say that I did like Martell when he had Mel's back during the altercation. Me too. It's good to know that regardless of the situation, he won't let nothing happen to her. Right. It's like, I don't want to say this, but it could be one of those cases like, ain't nobody gonna talk about you or hurt you but me kind of thing. Because sometimes you be like that. I remember growing up, I went to HBCU for college. And we would always complain like, dang, that's how come nothing be right. Da, 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 da. But let an outsider talk about my school. It was going to be on site. It's going to be only I can talk negatively about my school. You visitors, it ain't going down like that, So I wonder if it was like a little case like that. But no, let me be on the up and up. April, I think that I loved what you said. I agree. I like seeing them on one accord and how they had each other's back when it came down to each other and their kids. So ADR said, Marty, as he ages, is going to wind up looking like Freddy Krueger with his bad juju. Get a poke face from all the poison and venom he harbors inside. Right? That's why I was like, he could have had a storyline, but why not make it a healing storyline? Getting his builder's license storyline. It's so many things he could have did. Maybe seeing his dad establishing that relationship. Oh, hey, Sheila, right? Tisha and Marcel weren't born blessed. Melody was. Oh, I feel like everybody is born blessed, but sometimes we don't know how to, I don't want to say take advantage, but tap into our blessings. You know what I mean? I remember a quote, I could not find it, but it was like, God has given us so much more than we know what to do with. So like a lot of us could be sitting on our gifts and talents right now and don't really realize it. And that could be the case for the Scotts, but they are very successful in their own rights to me. I feel like everybody on the show is. I feel like they all have it going on, but it don't help to hate. What they say, hating hoes ain't happy. And hoes, happy hoes don't hate or something like that. I don't know. I heard that on like a rap song or something. Sorry. So I didn't mean to say hoes, but y'all get the gist. Like, so I feel like maybe they're just not happy. But what they say, you gotta like celebrate and clap for people when they're winning. Cause that same energy is gonna come back to you. Same thing in reverse. You don't want to be angry because you don't want nobody to be angry about your success. Remember how Kara Shear said in The God in Me, you don't know how much I pray. Don't know how, like people don't know. Like sometimes people see like the blessings on you, but they don't know that you was like crying. They don't know the times that you had to go without food and water, and they don't know the cost of the oil of your alabaster box. Like so. Look down. So I feel like jealousy can just be turned into admiration. I said that in my other video that I just posted that I hope y'all watched. But I'm starting to think that they love Melody. It's just channeled in a negative way. Because they probably admire her. They probably more team Melody than we are. Because like they said, it's a thin line between love and hate. And now Cinquetta sees that. Oh, so ADR said at Patricia Thompson. So maybe tongue-tied Tisha and Miss Wanders needs a DNA test. As I say all the time, if Wanders has 4 to 5 men now as an old lady, I bet she let several Bama teen boys smash as a team. I told y'all, ADR be going in. And it be making so much sense. I'm like, dang, right. It's like entertaining shade. So Linda said Destiny and Letitia karma has to come to them. Yeah. I feel okay, it was you. I feel being a bigger person. I pray that no karma or anything happens, that whatever life's journey or however they are supposed to get the lesson, that they'll get it, because it makes me think about, the scripture is like, it's the goodness of God that leads to repentance. So it makes me think about things like that. Like, I don't think God wants us to suffer to learn lessons. But it really be on us to, I don't know, like do right so we don't have to go through. What is it? Um, is better than sacrifice. Is it repentance is better than sacrifice? Let me get it right. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So it makes me think like we don't be having to go through some things we go through. We just, obey God. But even still, when we do go through, it's still like a blessing and a lesson in the situation, Isn't God good? Like, either way you slice it, like, he be on our side, I know sometimes we don't recognize it, but, that's a song by Hezekiah Walker. He's on your side. It's so good, y'all. Y'all know I would not lead y'all astray. We had our little song session before, but that is a good song. Like the lady that be leading it, I be like, she going in. Y'all ever be listening to like some gospel songs where they be going in? Like Tamla Man be going in when she be singing. I be like, oh my gosh. Whoa. Like I be feeling it like, whoo. Mel's car, oh geez. Now she's showing off in the same G-Wagon she's been driving around. I heard, that's what I was listening to some other commentary, and she said that she like, I feel as though Melody just wanted to show up and show off in her G-Wagon. She be acting real new. Like I'm trying to tell you, other people will look, like I said, see the same thing we watching and see something totally different. I ain't get that vibe. I'm glad ADR explained like she been had this car. I didn't know, but I didn't get a vibe that she was trying to show off. I felt like, look, I was getting the impression like I came to check somebody, but I'm a little cute doing it. So that's just what I thought. Patricia said Destiny's not happy within herself, so she throws off negative energy. Yeah, and it's like very hurtful. Like sometimes I wish I could be their friend so I could tell them, Destiny, you are very blessed. You have a newborn child. You have a nice thing going on with your beauty supply store. Even though I think you guys said like it's closed now, but I would just like remind her of like the goodness that she has. She has a lot going for her. We just watched her being on the cover of a magazine. So, but you know what? I said a bunch of external stuff, but you're right, Patricia. Sometimes if the inside isn't happy, none of the outside stuff matters. So maybe she's still like maybe feeling the effects of her divorce. Maybe she's not quite over that situation. So Lakeisha said Destiny shouldn't be happy for the way she did Stormy. Oh yeah, because Stormy really did try like, make a olive branch. They both in the beauty industry. Like, come on now. Victoria S said, we seen the Scott, Stormy, and Mel drive up to Destiny event, so I don't see how they think Mel was showing off. Make it make sense. Good point. I'm glad you brought that up. Marcel in that silver car, he always driving up in that car. What kind of car is that? Is that like a real fancy one or something? I'm like, dang. Because remember he came to Murray's house with driving in that car. I'm like, he loved that car, don't he? Like, if we gotta see him pull up with that car one more time, I'm going to scream. Hershey 85 said, cause when Mel cut off the friendship, she cut off connection she had. Destiny was never Mel's friend. She mad about not having access to Mel's connections anymore. Hershey 85, you be really hitting it nail on the head. I hope you join us for some more lives, cause I really enjoy what you're saying tonight. I agree, cause I feel as though I got that vibe this season with Destiny in particular because she really was on Martel's side. Like, she's not going through the same situation as Melody. And I understand that Martel was her friend first, but it was just like, from woman to woman, I didn't understand why. Like, I didn't see none of her compassion. Like, dang, Destiny, what's wrong with you, sis? It was really upsetting me. Okay, Destiny and Martell have been intimate allegedly. How'd you find that out? Where'd you hear that? Yeah, Linda, tell us. Give us a tea. Destiny and Martell have been intimate allegedly. I wouldn't be surprised. I cannot confirm or deny that. This is all alleged. But remember I told you, like, the way she just kind of flipped on Melody and how she was angry and how she was just so Team Martell all of a sudden. Was very interesting. You know? You see, he had to let people know he messed with Melnika in the past. Ooh, Martell is a little kissy and telecom person. Oh my gosh. Oh, hey, Ken Clark. Yep, that's me too. Oh, dang. When did you say it? 10:05? I can't remember what we was talking about at the time. Martell was in Kenya DM first before backpedaling to Sheree. Yeah, he knew he was about to have a storyline some sort of way. ADR said, at Victoria, exactly. LOL, the Scots pulled up in their rented Corvette. That's what it was. Corvette. Whatever. Nobody said nothing about storming her gold ride if in ATL. Our crazy slider car, Jacker Sally, with a scooped car. Linda also said, I would ask, what is the problem? Do we have a problem? Oh, all 1976, I went to Delaware State University. My dream school was North Carolina A&T. I always wanted to go there. I went on a college tour there. And I also liked Hampton. I remember they had like a bowling alley in their student center. And that's the first time I seen like a college with Chick-fil-A. Now, all the colleges kind of have a Chick-fil-A. But when I went on a college tour, it was like, oh my gosh, that school got a Chick-fil-A. ADR said, at Linda, not return. Do you think he took his shoes off with no socks and stunk up the set? Maybe Kenya said something about his funky feet. Everybody got short of breath / sick, so no return. Just asking. I don't even know why Martell went to Kenya. Like, come on now. He should have known that they both too alpha personalities to even, whatever storyline he was trying to do, he should have known that wasn't going to work. So ADR said, I don't know. Martell needs to buy gold bond foot powder. Lakeisha said, players going to play and haters going to hate. Marcel would risk it all for Melody, LOL. Tisha misses her and Mel's friendship. Oh, why? Y'all be in my head. Why I was thinking about, like, how Marcel, like, he wasn't, I'm not gonna say he would risk it all, but I do feel as though, like, he likes Melody as a woman. Like, I feel like he respects her. He probably couldn't marry her because, Martell gotta feel like he in charge 24/7 kind of thing. But I do feel like maybe, like, in another world he would want to. Let me not. But it's interesting that you said that, all 1976, because I literally was thinking it earlier today myself. ADR said, Marty, no grace for me. Marty started all this with his flip mouth, rumors on Dr. Heavenly, gay Wander's ammunition, right? People's like, see, Martell he's a culprit. Again, Martell started all this mess. Because like you said, he gave, what's her face, ammunition. Although people had put two and two together. They said they felt as though Miss Wanda was really mad about the comments Mel made on Carlos King's show about Tisha dad being in her DM. But now she's trying to backpedal and say, like, oh no, I'm bringing this up because of Martell's interview. So yeah. Marty could have said, hold up, all my kids are my kids. Squash this. I was mad, my bad. Thank you, ADR. You always get it. Like, I wish they gave me, behind the scenes, like, options to clap, like hands, like, clap, 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 clap. When y'all comments be like that. All your comments be like that, but yeah. Lakeisha said, it's better to give than to receive. I agree. I remember hearing someone say, you should be saying, you're welcome, more than you say thank you. And I'm like, dang, that's good. That is good. I'm about to wrap it up in a little bit. Look like my Um, my computer battery's going low. All silly. And plus, I know y'all got work. You know how we do. Remember how Smokey gonna say that on Friday? You know how we do. You know how we do. We'll be on here for another hour, so I'm gonna let us go shortly. Victoria said at ADR, totally agree. It was event, and Marcel shows up in shorts in a hidden girdle attire. He definitely came with the agenda. You know, y'all was saying like we don't even know why Marcel wanted to smoke with Martel, which is true because you know Martel be working out. He be up in the gym just working on his fitness. He's my witness. I mean, that is a good point. I don't know why he wanted to smoke. I really don't. Let's see here. Oh my gosh! Oh my god, ADR, you went to North Carolina A&T. Y'all school was banging. Now, that was my top school. Like when I went there, I was like, oh, I want to go there. I still had an Aggie. I remember going to the bookstore and I got like an Aggie, like a yellow like little circle keychain from the school. But yes, like to me, I felt that school when I went for a college tour just really gave me real HBCU vibes, like as close as I probably could get to going to Hillman, you know, with Whitley and them. But yeah, like I really like that school, and everybody loves Howard. I remember Howard just being so expensive. I think that's why I didn't even like bother. Like, yeah, but I remember going like to Masscom Day at Howard, and it was just so funny to me how it's Howard, and then you just kind of would drive a little bit further, and like you're in the hood. Like that was just interesting to me. But yeah, I know everybody loved Howard. So Lakeisha said, you know, Miss Wanda and Melody don't mix well with each other at all. But it don't even gotta be like that. It could all be so simple. But Miss Wanda choose to make it hard. Why? I don't know. It's terrible. So Patricia said, oh yeah. Remember in Las Vegas, the Scots asked Martell if he had talked to Destiny. He said, every day. I saw their body language when Martell would come to Destiny's shop when she first opened. I remember that body language too. Like and when he asked her to bring some oil. Dang, Martell probably messed with half the cast just about. I mean, because we already know he was with his wife Melody. We already know Melnika. It's questionable. Who else now? It's getting a little bit too much. Haters gonna hate. Being in a DM is not the same as saying he was in her honeypot and he got her Prego and their baby would be Tisha's halfsy, like all the other young girls he has kids by now. Deacon baby daddy. I wonder who this man is. I would like to know like who Tisha dad is, what he's like, what he look like. Like now I'm curious. It's quite to always be curious about something. He gotta be something to have Miss Wanda and her feelings about it. These men have names. So Victoria said, my niece went to A&T. Homecoming game was all the chain best band ever. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm like, dang, I could at least went down there for, like you said, a homecoming. I just really feel like that school just got that real HBCU feel. Like, I felt it immediately when I went there. But, you know, I felt like it was going to be too far. And then I was like, oh, I'll just go for grad school. But I can't remember what happened. I just wound up going to Georgia State. I think that's when that whole Atlanta thing was popping. And I was like, I ain't never hear nobody not like Atlanta. So I think that's why I decided to go down there for grad school. But April said, can someone tell me where Destiny got the money from to reopen her shop? Oh my gosh, ADR, was it you that told us last time that she's on her like 70th open, like relaunch, reopen. Like, this is ridiculous. Well, wait, let me not say it's ridiculous. She can open her thing as many times as she wants to. You know, it ain't gonna be my cup of tea, but but that is a good question. If anybody knows, we'll try to find out for you, April. Let's see. Haters gonna hate. Lakeisha said Martell is a cheater. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Especially, when you don't heal. It's like, what's going on? Like, you just gonna go into a new relationship like it ain't nothing. And that's how come I'm like a little upset with Sheree. Like, you could have picked anybody to do your storyline with. Why him? Why? It's actually quite upsetting. What they say, it could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. She knows she know better. So ADR said Howard Morehouse Spelman, yes, schools decent, then go outside of campus in a different room. That was my show. That is why I wanted to go to HBCU. I remember Kim had one episode I was watching. Kim had the same bedspread that my mom had, and it's just like ever since then I really liked that show, and I paid attention. I was like, okay, when I go to college, I want to go to HBCU. Like, nothing would stop me. I was all the way up in my mind about that school, about a HBCU. So, and I remember when I was in Atlanta, I went to visit Morehouse, and I wound up just getting a little Morehouse sweatshirt. I wish I would have got like an embroidered Morehouse sweatshirt, but I probably didn't have the coins like that back then. So I got the one, those sweatshirts that got like, it got the shiny writing on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not embroidered like with cloth. It's just boom, Morehouse. That's it. That's all I got. April said, well, if she's so high and mighty, why doesn't want anyone to know who her fake boo is? Who you talking about? Fake? Oh, Destiny. That is strange. I mean, we would like to see her date. We like to see black women get all loved on, I don't know why she hiding her man. Victoria S said he was pictured on another YouTuber channel. He is a pastor. Ooh, in Besma. He preys on young girls. He allegedly has a 3-year. Dang, Victoria. Oh, you went to Norfolk State University. Go sport. I think I was going to get like some money from Norfolk. Yup, I remember applying there as well. How'd you like it there? Norfolk. My friend went to St. Augustine's. Oh, no. Norfolk is in Virginia. St. Augustine's in North Carolina. But, yeah. Good times. Did your homecoming already happen? And same question to ADR. Did y'all homecoming already happen? I know ours is coming up. 3-year-old. He has a 3-year-old, and I bet you he's like, what, 60, 70 years old. Oh my gosh. Sneaking with the deacon. That's what they be saying. Patricia said, Destiny said she wasn't in the shop yet. Oh, go back and watch at the end of the show about the fight. Oh, okay. So it was just like a little, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, but she wasn't officially open yet. Makes sense. Oh. Okay, homecoming was last week. That is so good. Yes. Ours is coming up. I don't think I'm going to any. I'm going to like one little thing, but that's it. And I have not went to the homecoming since I graduated in 2013. So, or done anything homecoming related. I'm like one of those people that, all right, let me go on to the next. But I learned that that's not good. Like sometimes you have to like, not be so go, 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 but take time to, appreciate the moment and where you came from and things that you used to do. But I still keep in touch with all my professors and stuff like that. Like, don't you love that? I feel like going to HBCU, you get that real family experience. Like, I could always call on them, or if I ever needed something, I know that. Like, my old stomping grounds, like, yes. So April said Wanda likes messing around with them old men who drink and go to hole in the walls. Don't that seem like it? And then, oh my gosh, April, you should have been here early. Well, I don't know, maybe you wasn't here when ADR was like, and Wanda looked like the type that was messing with the Bama boys. Oh my gosh. ADR be going in. But you guys were amazing. I definitely enjoyed talking to you guys as usual. Like, we always have a good time. And I appreciate you guys coming into these impromptu lives. Because I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a live tonight. Like, without no real preparation. So I appreciate you stopping in and chatting with me. Oh, let me see what ADR said. Ella, I say a lot about Dusty. I do say every time she goes down to the store, she calls it a grand opening. I say, just put key indoor, walk in, work. Stop making a big deal of store. Right. Like, it's like, this has to be like her 30th grand opening. Like, yes, just go ahead and sell the stuff to us already. Sheesh. But I'm definitely like, I mean, I love what she's doing. So that's how come I do want to see her win. I actually want everybody on the cast to win. I want everybody on the cast to win so nobody needs to hate, It's no need to be on some crab in the bucket type time. Like, it's enough room for us all to eat. You want to know why? Because God is abundant, So it's always things to have, But once you work your gifts, you'll get the blessings that are assigned to you, So I really be thinking that, like, God got everything that you desire, and it's for you on your path, so you don't have to covet or care about what nobody else got going on. What God has for me, it is for me. Remember that'd be like the favorite gospel song. I know without a doubt. Yeah. Y'all know I can't sing like that, but in my mind, I'm a songstress. But, alright, I'm really gonna let y'all go for real this time. We was on for almost an hour and 45 minutes, so I know y'all gotta go to work tomorrow. Other than that, I will talk to you guys again soon. Do not forget to comment on the poll or vote on today's poll. I think what was the question for today? Oh, the question was like what y'all wanted to talk about today. But if y'all didn't answer yesterday's poll, it was about coleslaw. Like, do y'all think this girl ever gonna leave Martell alone? Because if she blasts him one more time, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. But if she blasts him one more time, I'm going to snap. I'm going to lose it. Oh, Victoria, thank you. I'm glad you were able to join first timers. Please come again. And I feel like, yeah, I never know when I'm about to do these. I'll be trying to stay consistent, but yeah. But I appreciate you coming in and chiming in. Oh, Patricia, thank you, girl. A&T, I think homecoming week starts next week. Okay. Yep. That's when ours start too. Dell States. But, see, I done met some fellow HBCU goers. This was live. This was real lit. But, alright, let me put up my little banner thing. See, when y'all ready for y'all YouTube channel, let me know. Because I had got this stuff off of Fiverr. So that's how come y'all be seeing it. Y'all probably like, damn, why don't she switch it up? But I feel like I get my money's worth. But, alright, I'm really gonna let you go. Alright, talk to you guys again soon. Good night. Bye.